What if one simple road could build one of history's greatest empires? Around 800 BCE, in the hills of central Italy, a small dirt path connected a handful of farming villages. Local people could never have imagined that this humble trail would become the foundation of the Roman world. Surveyors carefully measured the land and marked the future route. Soon, workers began transforming the rough path into a permanent stone road. Layer by layer, gravel and stone created a durable highway that could withstand time. The new road quickly changed everyday life. Farmers carried crops more easily, merchants traveled farther, and roadside markets appeared. Trade flourished, attracting blacksmiths, potters, carpenters, and new families. A tiny village slowly expanded into a growing community. As commerce increased, the nearby river became a major obstacle. The people first built a strong wooden bridge, allowing merchants and travelers to cross safely throughout the year. But as traffic continued to grow, Roman engineers replaced it with a magnificent stone bridge, a lasting symbol of Roman engineering that would stand for generations. Protected by this reliable transportation network, the settlement expanded into an organized town. From approximately 650 BCE to 520 BCE, the Roman town of Rome evolved into a prosperous, thriving center of civilization. The crucial milestone of completing the Senate, Hall and the public baths represent the establishment of organized government. Followed by these public, architectural marvels were the improvement of public health and social life within the city. The population kept growing, and as a result, Roman engineers constructed the magnificent aqueduct, aiming to bring fresh water to homes, fountains, and baths. Subsequently, the impressive amphitheater emerged as the heart of public entertainment, while the awe-inspiring triumphal arch welcomed travelers and symbolized not only the city's growth but also its prosperity. In parallel with these development, an administration district was established to strengthen government and public administration. Furthermore, the public library made it possible for the preservation of knowledge, laws, and various engineering achievements for future generations. With the construction of the magnificent military barracks, Rome ensured its security and continued to expand, making the Roman road long time the backbone of the settlement, connecting every newly developed landmark with steadfast, unwavering strength. Throughout every developmental stage, the iconic Roman road continuously remained the fundamental structure of the settlement, connecting every emerging landmark with seamless connectivity, steadily transforming a small, fortified town into the foundational base for the future Roman Empire. As Rome's population and economy continued to grow, the humble settlement initially transformed into an impressive civic center, a magnificent temple, the Senate Hall, public baths, a well-organized aqueduct, an impressive amphitheater, and a grand triumphal arch gracefully emerged and contributed to the overall enhancement of the Roman road. These monumental structures symbolized religion, governance, engineering, entertainment, and military honor, serving as the foundation for Rome's identity and purpose. Subsequently, a remarkable administrative district and a well-developed public library came into existence, which further solidified law, education, and public administration. Simultaneously, a robust military barracks was constructed to securely hold the expanding city, ensuring its defense and safety. The continuous construction of a permanent stone harbor relied on an efficient riverside trade integration with the Roman road, enabling merchants to transport grain, timber, marble, wine, olive oil, and pottery from across central Italy. As a direct result, a flourishing merchant district and a grand great market square emerged, rapidly making Rome one of the region's most active commercial hubs. In conclusion, the Romans opted instead for refurbishing and expanding existing structures, such as roads, markets, public buildings, and harbor facilities. They did this with extraordinary architecture and substantial infrastructure enhancements, ultimately transforming Rome into a flourishing commercial capital. The backbone of every stage of this remarkable transformation remained the same: a single road that connected people, commerce, politics, and civilization. solidifying the foundations for future development in the form of the Roman Republic, and ultimately inspiring the awe-inspiring Roman Empire. By 450 BCE, Rome's first great market square became its largest trade center. Frequent trade exchanges, including grain, wine, olive oil, pottery, timber, and metals, flourished daily. As trade surged, Rome needed more public buildings like broader streets, more expansive markets, and updated public facilities. It began transforming around 440 BCE, including widening city streets, expanding marketplaces, housing workshops, villas, and adding fountains and sculptures to official buildings. Rome's population rapidly increased beyond its original walls. Subsequently, streets were extended beyond ancient defense perimeter, creating more residential areas and an expanding metropolis. To secure these expanding suburbs, a new outer defensive wall was built between 420 and 410 BCE. The massive limestone walls, towers, and a monumental gate secured not just the city, but its growing neighborhoods. As the Republic's power grew, government institutions, including monumental courts, treasury offices, and public archives, flourished alongside the Senate. Rome became the political heart of the Republic. Furthermore, the road network expanded, necessitating military protection. Rome built its first permanent legionary fortress around 340 BCE, strategically positioned to defend the highways and secure its expanding empire. One road connected a network, one city became a capital, and Rome's rise to empire began. Rome's expansion into central Italy led to the construction of the first permanent legionary fortress outside the city walls in 340 BCE. Here, the Roman forces prepared for defense while reinforcing their existing armor, preparing for an ambitious expedition. By 330 BCE, the fortress was complete and armed legionnaires trained on its vast parade grounds. Support vehicles ensured swift movement along the expanding Roman road, creating a powerful military advantage. As Rome gained control, armies required supplies such as food, equipment, and weapons. In 320 BCE, the first military logistics center was constructed, accompanied by massive granaries and warehouses that organized supplies efficiently. Just 10 years later, the logistics center ensured timely supply of weapons and equipment for the growing Roman army, reinforcing its ranks and military prowess, training future commanders and professionals. Rome established the first military training academy in 300 BCE, with professional soldiers every generation. The Republic's disciplined force posed a formidable threat to its neighbors. To arm this expanding force, Rome built the first state arsenal in 280 BCE, where workshops forged swords, shields, armor, and engineering equipment for every campaign. In 260 BCE, the arsenal was fully operational. Tools and military supplies traveled efficiently, bolstering Roman power. Building on these achievements, Rome aimed to secure its Mediterranean presence. In 250 BCE, engineers began building the first grand naval shipyard beside the stone harbor. The shipyard prepared the Republic for robust navy operations. Next, the first grand naval base in 240 BCE was constructed, serving as the operational headquarters of the Roman fleet. In 230 BCE, the naval base became a hub of naval industry, leading the Republic to challenge rival powers in the Mediterranean. Recognizing the importance of permanent command, Rome constructed the first grand naval base in 240 BCE. Fleet headquarters, barracks, watchtowers, and harbor defenses accompanied the shipyard, managing Roman naval operations. Meanwhile, commercial prosperity emerged alongside military success. In 200 BCE, Rome expanded its harbor into the first overseas trade port, connecting the Republic with its distant colonies. With such diverse ambitions, Rome's administration needed a clear structure. In 200 BCE, Rome began constructing the first provincial administration center to manage the expanding overseas territories. By the late 190s BCE, Rome had developed beyond a simple military force. It now governed an expanding Mediterranean world. The completed provincial administration center became the heart of the Republic, coordinating regional orders, taxes, and laws. Rome's influence spurred crucial diplomatic efforts. Around 180 to 170 BCE with the Grand Diplomatic Quarter, welcoming ambassadors, allies, merchants, and foreign officials. Treaties were negotiated, alliances strengthened, and Rome became a political center of the Mediterranean. As influence grew and knowledge was required for empire building, Rome founded the Grand Engineering Academy in 160 to 150 BCE, providing expert mastery in constructing roads, bridges, aqueducts, and fortifications. By maintaining the same infrastructure across the Republic, it coordinated efficiently its expanding territories. Knowledge preservation also played a crucial role. Around 140 to 130 BCE, the Grand State Archive and Cartography Center ensured accurate records and maps, making Roman management of its territories efficient. By 120 to 110 BCE, the Grand Judicial Complex served as the center of Roman law, settling disputes, interpreting legislation, and enforcing justice. Justice became another vital element of Roman strength and unity, bolstering the Republic's influence. As its institutions solidified, Rome entered an era of urban growth during 100 to 90 BCE, with rapid development in neighborhoods, aqueducts, drainage systems, and public infrastructure. After Rome's political, legal, and cultural power reached its peak, the resulting empire would shape history. Rome, once a dominant city, now the greatest ancient capital, flourished with wealth from the Republic's prosperous economy. Public spaces were constructed, like splendid parks, gardens, fountains, and promenades. As the population soared, new neighborhoods connected by the Roman road stretched beyond the old walls. Elegant homes, markets, workshops, and warehouses transformed the city into a massive metropolis. Economically, Rome thrived with immense trade from Egypt, Greece, Hispania, Gaul, North Africa, and the Near East. The Mediterranean's commercial epicenter grew. Julius Caesar initiated a grand capital renewal that laid the foundation for the Pax Romana, a time of peace, prosperity, and stability. Extremely wealthy investments expanded infrastructure like roads, aqueducts, bridges, fountains, and public services. With Augustus's vision, the Forum of Augustus, the impressive temple of Mars Alta, and the Ara Pacis emerged, symbolizing Rome's golden era. The Pax Romana united the empire and spurred ambitious construction projects. Rome became an advanced, global metropolis on its path to an empire that spanned 3 millennia.